Jeremy, thanks for joining us, especially with all the news about Afghanistan out there right now. What are you hearing from veterans, especially veterans who served in Afghanistan before, just about the emotions and the frustration right now?
It's an unbelievable thing that we're hearing. I would say if there's one overriding message that we're hearing, it's that we have to get our allies out of the country and to safety. Not surprisingly, there's anger, there's sadness, there's confusion, all of this around what has happened in the country. But I think the overwhelming sentiment is that there is still time for the U.S. to take action and get these allies out. And we have to take advantage of this small window that we have. We failed to take advantage of the months and the weeks that we had leading up to this date to do so. And so I think the veteran community really does seem to be rallying around the fact that if we want to make the best of what seems to be turning out to be a very dire situation, we need to get our allies out immediately.
You know, a lot of Americans don't understand the connection between some of those Afghan allies, those translators, those folks who worked alongside, and the American troops. Can you talk just a little bit about what that bond is, especially when there's the distance, when folks come back and they've served over there? I know a lot of times there's still communication, there's still emails. Just how much of a connection is there with these folks?
Absolutely. It can't be understated the connection between what are often referred to as interpreters. That's just one sort of category of service that so many of the Afghans brought to the Americans and other allies. But I think it exemplifies probably this entirety of the conversation that we're having here. So these interpreters were an absolute lifeline. Not surprisingly, very few of our service members speak Pashto, speak any of the local indigenous languages in Afghanistan. So these interpreters, one, they were absolutely vital to everything that our service members did, but two, they were putting not only their own lives, but the lives of their families on the line to support America and the efforts that we were making in their countries. They did this, one, because they were absolutely dedicated to a better future for Afghanistan, but two, they were also on the receiving end of a promise from the US government that if they did these services for us, they would have the opportunity to receive a special immigrant visa, basically a visa to come to the United States with their family so that they not only would be rewarded, but they could escape from any potential retribution from the Taliban or anyone like that. So this was a promise, though, that was not only delivered by the government, it was literally delivered by many of the service members that were over there working with these individuals. So you're talking about Afghans that were putting their lives on the line, were saving the lives of U.S. service members, and then were also being told by these service members, hey, what you're doing right now, this is going to change your life. It's going to change the life of your family. We will make sure you get out of here. And so to now be back in the country and see what's happening for so many U.S. veterans, it's not only just personally devastating to them to see these allies of theirs lives at risk, but to realize that they were in effect lying to them when they told them that the U.S. would get them out.
So you said the focus right now is really on getting those folks out and helping them. Are you already looking past that at some of the emotional effects of this, some of the trauma that gets raised, and frankly, the September 11th anniversary coming up? I don't know what IAVA is doing in preparation, how much you expect this to just hit folks all of a sudden that this is over and probably not in the way that many had hoped.
Exactly. So it's really, I think, kind of a perfect storm of emotions that are not only starting now, but are probably going to culminate around September 11th. So it's the 20th anniversary. It was, the technical date of the withdrawal. We obviously realize we're in front of that. So maybe even worse than that, though, we're seeing the repercussions of what comes from our withdrawal. So absolutely concerned about the U.S. veterans and how this is going to affect them emotionally, physically, and for the long term. So we won, the really thing that we're focusing on right now is not only getting those allies out, but making sure that we're taking care of the U.S. veterans, that they are getting the care and the support that they need. This has obviously been something we focused on for a long time, but I think people need to really understand how much of a psychological toll watching this day in, day out on the news right now is having on especially the Afghan veterans.
Well, troops may be out sometime soon, but it seems like we'll be talking about this for a while. Jeremy, thanks so much for your time on this.
Thank you, Leo. Appreciate it.